Today I would like to talk to you about Balciana. Balciana is a late harvest wine, a very unique wine of its kind. The grapes come from a 9.5 hectare vineyard of 1990 with a northeast exposure at an altitude of 300 meters above sea level. And it is called after the name of the area where the single vineyard is located, Balciana of 1200, meaning the healthy valley. And like I said, Balciana is a late harvest, since the harvest usually takes place really very late in November, middle of November. So thanks to the exposure of the vineyard to a very particular microclimate due to it being located in a damp and cool area, what happens here is really very interesting because the grapes don't really shrivel, but instead they continue to slowly ripen and eventually turn into an exceptional, very luscious color. And moreover, not really every year, but most of the time, the grapes even get some noble rot, even if still in a very little percentage. And that's where the color of the label, of course, comes from. And moreover, also for this outstanding wine, like for all the other wines of our production, we always use stainless steel tanks. And since its creation, Balciana has always been considered a challenge. However, as often happens with most challenges, this one was won from the very beginning. So 1994 was the first vintage, and that's when our father, Patrizio, he decided to carry out this experiment, leaving the grapes on the vines till the middle of November to see what would happen. And that apparently unlucky and grueling vineyard revealed itself as a treasure. So Patrizio has really dedicated himself, heart and soul, to the creation of this premium wine that we all still consider the wine which has changed the future of Sartarelli. And definitely a change. That change which took place in 1999, as for the first time this wine from a quite unknown vine variety till then hit the international scene. Winning at the International Wine Challenge in London, the White Wine Trophy, the trophy as the best white wine in the world. And then, of course, year after year, Balciana continued to win many more awards, like, for instance, a few weeks ago at Decanter, still in London, it got 97 points with the 2017 vintage. And that's the vintage that right now you're going to taste together with my brother and our enologist, Tommaso. So please enjoy it.
Good day. Talking about Balciana in such a short time would be reductive, but I would like to describe to you at least the most important characteristics of this late harvest. You fall in love with this wine by just looking at it. Of a brilliant color, it is dressed in shining gold. A gold that can be even deeper, sometimes depending on the vintage. It has a very intense and interesting nose. It is literally an explosion of aromas and flavors with a bouquet of tropical fruits, ripe fruits, spicy and citrus fruits, as well as sweet with notes of honey, linden, licorice roots, and almonds, since almond is typical in the Verdicchio wine. Even saffron is another aroma very present in Balciana, but the intensity of this aroma changes from vintage to vintage. On the palate, we have the very same aromatic characteristics. It is a very well-balanced wine with high alcohol content. You must think that 15.5 is the alcohol content here, but it's still fresh and sapid at the same time. Full-bodied, perfectly harmonious and elegant wine, which is even more unique thanks to its strongly persistent smell and taste with an iodate finish. It's a fascinating and charming wine, usually defined by wine critics as a red wine dressed in white because of its structure. This wine is in continuous evolution and has a great aging potential. As you know, food and wine pairing is a highly impersonal thing, and we always suggest you to follow your own taste and preference. Anyway, we suggest having Balciana with much elaborated dishes of fish, such as baked salt-cured cod, smoked fish, or with dried cold stockfish alla napoletana. A typical local dish with olives and wild fennel, as well as with much elaborated dishes of meat like turkey, roast goose and duck. It is perfect with tempura and amazing is the match with foie gras. It combines very well also with aromatic, strong, mature cheeses like gorgonzola or cave cheeses, for instance. It is also a wine for pleasant conversation and for relaxing with at the end of a meal. Finally, we always suggest aerating the wine before enjoying it. This is very important to get the best expression of Balciana. Thank you and enjoy.
And as usual, we want to leave you with this message, and we very much look forward to having you visit us and sign our guest book. So thank you. Bye bye. Ciao ciao.